As I mentioned in the first video on social anxiety, while we wait all year for the more busy season that we're in, it can come with painful, stressful times for those people who struggle with social anxiety. I'm Kris Henderson with MyAnxietyLink.com, and I know that social anxiety can really make you feel humiliated and embarrassed for seemingly little reasons. But if you have social anxiety, you don't think the reasons are so little. Let's take a look at what social anxiety is. Social anxiety disorder is one of the most common anxiety disorders, and it affects between 7 and 13% of the population. People with this disorder tend to feel a little bit more nervous and uncomfortable in social situations. They are extremely concerned that they will do something embarrassing or that others will think badly of them. These individuals are very self-conscious and constantly feel like they are on stage. While everyone at some time has felt anxious or embarrassed at one time or another, when they were thrown into a situation where they had to meet new people or maybe having to give a public speech or go to a job interview, people with social anxiety worry about these and other things for weeks before they happen. They can be afraid of doing common things in front of other people, such as eating and drinking, or even using the public restroom. Most people know that they shouldn't be as afraid as they are, but they can't control their fear. Sometimes they end up staying away from places or events where they think they might have to do something that will embarrass them. Their high levels of anxiety and fear can even keep them from activities they really would like to engage in. For some people, social anxiety is a problem only in certain situations, while others have symptoms in almost any social situation. So, what does social anxiety look like? Just because you occasionally get nervous in social situations does not mean you have social anxiety disorder. However, if you find that your nervousness is getting in the way of your everyday functioning and interfering with your normal routines, you're probably dealing with social anxiety. There's emotional symptoms, physical symptoms, and behavioral symptoms that you may recognize. Some emotional symptoms are excessive self-consciousness and anxiety in everyday social situations. Another is extreme fear of being watched or judged by others, especially people that you don't know. Another is intense worry for days, weeks, and even months before an upcoming social situation. And finally, fear that others will notice that you're nervous. Some physical symptoms might include blushing or red face, shortness of breath, upset stomach, I can relate to that, trembling or shaking, or maybe even a racing heart or like tightness in the chest. And then finally, behavioral symptoms, such as avoiding social situations to such a degree that your activities are limited and life is disrupted. Another is staying quiet or hiding in the background in order to escape notice and embarrassment, or always having to bring someone with you wherever you go. And finally, drinking before social situations in order to soothe your nerves. Well, you can certainly see how social anxiety can affect your thinking and affect your life and how you live it. But I'll give you hope. I'll always try to give you hope. If I can work on my anxiety, you can too. You have to understand how anxiety affects you, and you can learn to do that. Your thinking can take you down dark bunny holes, or you can learn to figure out this thing called anxiety and really have control over it. In the third and final video, I'll reveal to you what you can do about it and how you can have more successful outcomes. Because isn't that the end result? So jump on over to number 3, and I'll see you over there.